3 signs your partner actually never intends to change. Now, one of the most painful parts of truly psychologically detaching and healing is gaining acceptance that all these what if thoughts you have are rubbish. What if they change? What if they're great for someone else? What if I made them the way they are? What if I'm the problem, etc. But these thoughts keep you stuck. Deep down, you know. You know that this isn't right. You know that this has been a pattern for X amount of time, and the pattern has continued and hurt you time and time and time again. However, you know what it was like at the beginning, and you see little glimpses of the person that you fell in love with, and you don't want to let that go. You're petrified they're going to meet someone else and treat them wonderfully, because then what does that mean about you and how they've treated you? And all in all, you stay in a place of decision paralysis. One part of you says one thing, another part of you says another. And ultimately, if you had a truly definitive answer on whether they would change or not, it would make your decision easier, albeit painful, but easier. These 3 signs tell you that this human being doesn't intend to change, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you don't cling on to barbed wire and bleed out. Number 1, they blame shift. Now, blame shifting is them ultimately keeping the spotlight on you, so the spotlight isn't on them. But if someone truly intends to change and heal and get better and evolve, they would want the spotlight on them. They would know they need the spotlight on them, or else how can they see what needs to be changed? How can they work on it? How can they deal with it, etc. All the time someone is saying, I'm sorry, but, and they're not taking full accountability, it's because they don't really think what they've done is that bad. They're justifying it in their mind. And justification doesn't equal change. Justification allows you to justify your behaviour so you can keep doing it. So if this person is constantly blaming you and shifting that blame over to you, then this isn't somebody that intends to change, because quite frankly, they're keeping that spotlight on you to avoid it being on them. And if they're avoiding it being on them, that's because they either don't want to change or, quite frankly, don't feel like they need to. The only way a human being can truly change is by holding their hands up and taking full accountability, no ifs, buts, or maybes. Number 2, words over actions. Now, this one always seems very simple, but I always understand why somebody and why a client is stuck on the words. Because a lot of times in an unhealthy relationship, the words are the things that give you hope and that give you a sense of relief. When this person says they're sorry, or they say they love you, or they say the things that you want to hear, it's enough for you to keep clinging on and keep hoping that it's going to get better. But the reality is, any of us can say anything. We all have free will to say anything we want. I could say now I'm going to wake up as a unicorn tomorrow, but it doesn't make it true. We need to start looking at pattern over potential. Falling in love with potential is the worst thing we can do, but it's something so many of us do. Words paint a pretty potential picture, but the reality is anyone can say anything. We can only really judge who a person is on how they behave, the choices they make, not always the words that they say. Somebody can be telling you they love you, but be abusing you. Are the words then more valid than the behaviour because they say it? No, we have to look at how they're treating you over how or what they're saying to you. And if somebody's words paint a wonderful picture, but their actions are horrific and painful and hurtful and not okay in any way, shape or form, then we really have to take inventory on the fact of this human being is saying one thing to keep you attached and expected you to be treated in this way, and they're okay with doing that, meaning they do not intend to change that because it's working for them. Number 3, they tell you what you want to hear and appear to be remorseful and appear to change for a very short amount of time when you threaten to leave, when you've had enough, or when you've called them out. They seem to have all the answers and all of the apologies and everything you ever want and need, and make you feel wonderful, the best you've ever felt, after they've hurt you, after you're threatening to walk away or have walked away. They give you those breadcrumbs, and to you, it feels like you've just got the whole bakery. But the reality is, this isn't how they treat you consistently. This isn't what they say consistently. This isn't what they do consistently. It's only when you've reached your breaking point or when you've caught them out that you see the side of them that you feel you love and that you wish you could see more of. Again, this is not sustainable. And this person knows this. They cannot sustain what they do to reel you back in, what they do to guilt trip you, or what they do when they lay the breadcrumbs. So the fact they are strategically using those behaviours to reel you back in says that they don't see anything wrong in that. Because honestly, the kindest thing you can do if you've hurt somebody and you know you're probably going to do it again is to leave them alone and go and do what needs to be done so that you don't do that to this person or anybody else again. It shows this person is still acting from a selfish place of mind. They want you back for whatever reason. They want to manipulate you for whatever reason. They want to feel in control for whatever reason. And even if that means that you're going to get hurt down the line, that's not their problem because they're getting what they want. Somebody acting from a selfish place of mind isn't somebody that's evolving or going to change.